All right, let's adjust. That's not going to work. All right. Well, here we go again with driving in Korea. My name is Joe, zinkimchi.com. We've been around since 2004, and this is my regular vlog about Korean food and travel while I do my commutes. Today is July 9th, Tuesday, 2018. Yeah, some things have happened lately. Congratulations, first of all, congratulations to Tom and Grace of Tom's Pizza on the birth of your child. It was just announced, so in case you are watching this rather than going to Tom's Facebook page, he's going to be closed until Thursday. Because they just had a baby, and it's cute. We've only seen one picture so far. So excited about that. Tom's has also been talked about quite a bit. Last week they had a break-in, and the person face was perfectly caught on camera. I have not heard if they've caught the person. Knowing my experience with the police force here, they're going to take their time. Yeah, that happens. Also recently, I think on Pizza Lover Soul, one of my Facebook groups, Paul posted a Korean blogger's review of Tom's Pizza and his chicken and compared it to KFC in some way, in a positive way, but it's kind of weird. I read Korean language food blogs a lot, keep track of what's going on. What was always been great about Korean language food blogs is, here we go. Great about Korean language food blogs is they're mostly pictures and there's not much writing, so you can really skim through it. And I mean, my Korean's getting better all the time. My Korean's okay. My reading's great, but it's still slow. So it's much easier just to skim through and get captions of pictures. And besides, when you read the Korean, it's usually, oh, this is delicious. Ah, this is delicious. Ah, this is delicious. Oh, here's a picture of my Asahi. That's usually how they are. And I looked at this blog post, and it's kind of the reason why I don't really read a lot. I don't like to get long Korean blog posts, because unfortunately many of the bloggers aren't that good at writing. And it's kind of embarrassing. Things like, ooh, I'm scared to be in a room with all these foreigners, or something like that. And oh, this pepperoni is not to Korean taste. If you want pepperoni that matches Korean taste, go to frickin' pizza school. Go to Pizza Maru. I mean, we have lots of pizzas in Korea that match Korean tastes. And oh, I could only, it said it was good, but oh, I can only eat 2 slices. I'm like, no, Tom's Pizza, I can understand if you're saying if you could only eat 2 pies, because it's that good. If you eat 2 pizzas, I said, okay, I get that. 2 slices, what are you, a rabbit? It's not that big. Anyway, a lot of the food blogs have very shallow writing, so don't go to Korean food blogs for the writing. Go for the pictures, and go to get more information about what's new. And honestly, to me, that's what good food writing should be. It shouldn't be about judgments. A lot of people. All right, here's one of my rants. here comes one of my rants, long-time rants, is way back in college I took a film appreciation course. And in that, my professor brought up something that really got under their skin. We went on the subject. We actually studied the topic of movie criticism, film criticism, and you confuse film criticism with film reviews. A film review is your typical Siskel and Ebert thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm going to give it this many stars, an absolute judgment on the quality of the whole based on someone's personal taste. Film criticism is more about aspects of the film that make you look at the film more deeply. As in, I'll use Willy Wonka. I'll use Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory as an example. A film review of Willy Wonka would basically say, I like the performances, and the special effects are great, and the story was fine. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars. That's a film review. Film criticism is talking about Shakespearean references in Willy Wonka. How Willy Wonka and the Charlie Factory is a metaphor for the capitalist Uber culture. I'm making up words as I go along. This is cutting off the top of my head. You're not seeing my new haircut. That's a good thing you're not seeing my new haircut. I had to restyle it afterward because she basically gave me a Mo Howard haircut. Let me see if this will work. Prop you up a bit. There we go. All right, that might work better. Okay. All right. Anyway, so I feel the same way. I think good food writing should be that way because everyone's taste is vastly different. I hate snobbery. I mean, if your experience is great, maybe you could use your experience for that. Like if you're a sommelier, if you drunk a lot of wine, and you're always tasting wines, maybe you can give a more in-depth analysis of the wine. But even the most professional of wines, of sommeliers, would say, okay, you can't just go and say, oh, this is the best wine and this is trash wine. You drink the wine that fits you best because everyone's taste is different. A good example is durian. People find, I think I've read some scientific thing where everyone tastes durian differently because we're just programmed differently. The way I describe how durian tastes is very different from how someone else describes it. To me, durian is a banana daiquiri as you're in the process of vomiting it, which is a good thing. But other people describe it more as a cheese. I'm like, I can see that, but I don't really taste it, but other people do. On my food tours, there's a section on my barbecue tour where I give people a crash course in soju and makgeolli. And everyone is different. Everyone has a different taste. So sometimes people really love the makgeolli, sometimes people really love the soju. Sometimes people like different types of makgeollis, different types of sojus. Everyone is vastly different in their tastes. So I think good food writing is less about judging the food. I find judging food to be droll, boring. It's just, you're basically just masturbating on the page. It's all about you. It's all about the critic. It's all about the writer. It's not about the reader. If you really respect the reader, if you're food writing, you write in such a way that you give the reader a good picture of what's in store if they go eat at this restaurant, and they make their own decision on if they would like it or not. All right, that's my rant. So anyway, that was the evaluation of Tom's by that blogger. Paul is a fun guy. I'm talking about the person who posts on Pizza Lover Soul and Restaurant Buzz. Paul is an avid poster, active member on all of our food sites. I've asked him to be an admin, but he's not interested. But he posts a lot of stuff. Something else he posted today on Restaurant Buzz is pretty funny. It's another one of those talk shows where you get, if you're a foreigner who can speak fluent enough Korean, you're pretty much guaranteed to be on TV, because it is such a rarity. And so, yeah, they had a bunch of foreigners on Korean TV giving suggestions for foreign restaurants. And some of the suggestions are pretty comical. One guy suggested Oppadak. Oppadak is, I mean, there's just a chain of baked chicken and beer restaurants. It's not really like a unique. It's not a unique foreign restaurant. It's Korean baked chicken that's you can find in any corner in Seoul. But they treat it like, oh wow, this is such a just. These people don't have backgrounds, and I mean, a lot of them have backgrounds, and I think one guy is a professional StarCraft gamer. I'm like, I wouldn't really go for an esports guy for a restaurant opinion. Another one suggested Brooklyn the Burger Joint, which Brooklyn the Burger Joint is really, really good, but I mean, it's been around since what, 2010. It's been around for around 10 years. If you don't know, if you've never heard of Brooklyn the Burger Joint by now, you know, I have a number for a moving company, so you can move out from under that rock you're living under. Well, I'm sounding bitter. I'm not bitter. I'm in a great mood today. Things are going great. Since I last talked, we had a Dark Side tour on Sunday. It was three cousins from Singapore. Had a great time. What was funny, we're in the midst of summer, and they were jokingly complaining it was cold. Yeah, that was a fun time. And then last night did a barbecue tour. 3 young people from Houston, Texas, what I call Planet Houston. Superman 2 fans. Had a good time last night. Did the barbecue, had a little pork. Then I went down to the John Market, the pancake market. We got it piled up our basket with stuff and went upstairs and munched on that with some makgeolli and some soju. I personally don't drink much on the tours or eat much because I do this so often. When I design the tours, I make them so that they're places that I would not get tired of. And that generally is true. But there are times when I'm doing it so frequently that I gotta watch my cholesterol. And so I really don't eat that much. It tastes really good, but I don't eat my fill. So it's kind of sad as I tend to finish my food tours and I'm still hungry. And that's, for a while, that started a really bad habit of going to McDonald's, which I don't do now. But that was not a good plan. Tonight I don't have anything, but tomorrow doing the chicken tour with the Wyld family. The Wylds do a travel blog. They're traveling around the world. It's a family of 4. WYLD. So search for them on your search engine of choice. They'll be joining our chicken tour tomorrow, and they're going to try our Dark Side tour on Saturday. I don't looking forward to meeting them. I like their blog. I wonder how they're able to pull that off, man. I would love to do that full time. I love traveling. Love traveling. Yeah, for this week, it's been pretty good. In our personal lives, my daughter Gian, we just got her photos back from her portfolio shoot. We've been doing this for fun for her. She loves doing K-pop dancing, and she loves modeling and stuff. So we went around and we went to a few agencies, and this one agency wants her. They did a portfolio shoot for her. It's all for fun, and I was, you know, of course, every parent's going to be happy with stuff like this. But yeah, I love the results of her photo shoot. What they were doing was trying to get her in different, I wouldn't say poses. I mean, yeah, poses obviously, but showing different expressions that she can make. I mean, surprise and serious and dark. A lot of the typical aegyo poses you'll see on Korean ads. Those types of poses. That one. I think there are a set of 20 official poses you're allowed to do in Korean ads. Today, oh my gosh, am I going to talk about my lunch? Yes, I'm going to talk about my lunch. We had some bulgogi in the household, and if there's bulgogi in the household, Joe's making himself a bulgogi taco. I do it every time. It's something I've always done. It was my first ever survival food, coping, because back when I didn't know how to cook Korean food, my first year, they're really, back in 2004, food was great in Korea if you stuck to Korean food, and I didn't know how to cook Korean food, much Korean food back then, so I was trying to figure out how to make foods I could cook at home with Korean ingredients. And back then it was only I found tortillas at Costco, and back then that was the only place you could get tortillas. It was at Costco, and I was so happy to get tortillas. So I had some tortillas. It was a Saturday, my first year. I had nothing to do that day. It was a Saturday, and I was hungry. What did I have in my fridge? I had tortillas, some kimchi, some salsa, and some deli bulgogi. Deli bulgogi is what I call it. It's pre-mixed raw beef, raw marinated beef that you just cook up with onions and peppers. So what I did was, oh wow, well there we go, we solved the problem. So I cooked up the bulgogi and made it and put kimchi and salsa in it, made myself little burritos, and they were delicious. And then I went online and started telling people, oh my god, this is so delicious. And other Korean Americans in my groups were like, oh yeah, we've been doing that forever. But other people were like, oh, that's so gross. Why could you do that? That's so gross. Fast forward 2008, and Roy Choi popularizes this whole thing into this food truck, Kogi, in LA. And I'm like, now everyone's eating bulgogi burritos and tacos, galbi tacos and stuff. Now it's all common. But everyone was grossed out when I started doing it back in 2004. So it's my go-to use for bulgogi. It's so convenient. I also like to make cheesesteaks with bulgogi. EJ She was trying a different method, she said, of making it. Let me see if I remember what she said. Of course, you get the sliced beef. We call it bulgogi sogogi at the butcher, which is just shaved. It's frozen and shaved because that's the only way to get it shaved that thinly is to freeze it. She mixed it in a little sugar. I'm translating her Korean on the fly. Sugar, chopped garlic, chopped ginger. I want to say there was one more ingredient in that. Then she let that sit. Oh no, mirin, rice wine, rice cooking wine. Okay, yeah, mirin is magic, and I think in Japanese it's called mirin, in Korean it's called mirin, and it's just, this is magic stuff. You just put it in everything, especially in any meat seafood product. So anyway, she married it basically in mirin, chopped garlic, some ginger, and sugar. Sat in the refrigerator for an hour, then took it out, mixed it with soy sauce, a little more sugar. I don't like her using all that sugar. I'd rather use pureed fruit. And then some sesame oil, which I'm getting. And then she put in some sliced onions and peppers, and I think some mushrooms too. And there you go. She had her bulgogi. There you go. You got a simple bulgogi recipe on the fly, driving in Korea. Yeah, so anyway, that's good. It keeps for a while. It keeps around for a week, but use it up try to use it up as quickly as possible. And when we make one batch, I mean, we just eat it until it's gone. And so I made my little bulgogi burritos, tacos, things. I'd call them burritos, but I don't wrap them up. I just use them. They're flour tortillas, and I just put bulgogi and some lettuce, jalapenos, and some salsa. Whatever I have around. EJ was eating the leftover bulgogi with me, with rice. But I'd recently stumbled upon at Home Plus a variety pack of Louisiana hot sauces. So she was having fun playing with the hot sauces on the bulgogi. Oh yeah, little tips about shopping groceries in Korea. Of course, things are getting much easier now for international cuisine, getting things, but there's still a few tips. For one thing, if you're on Facebook, there is a valuable Facebook group called Expat Grocery Gurus. I'm not a moderator of this group, I'm just a member, and I've found it great. It's great for getting news. People just take pictures out in the wild of foreign products or interesting Korean products out in the grocery stores. They report which grocery store or what neighborhood it was in. Great for resources. That's how I found out about a lot of things. Coupang, C-O-U-P-A-N-G. Coupang is one of our shopping sites, and it has a great variety of international foods on it. In fact, they have a special program, Rocket Bedal or something like that. Rocket Jigu? Anyway, if you order a certain amount of up to a certain amount, your delivery's free on foreign products. And I love playing a game with Coupang. I'm trying to find the most obscure product available, and it's good. It's good. I find stuff like grits and Marmite on there. I don't know who buys it. It's good for finding olive oil. Good quality olive oil. Other tips, of course, everyone knows in Itaewon there's the foreign food market. I think it's run by Pakistani expats. Of course, where I love to go, if I ever can, is Ansan Asia Town, outside Ansan Station, Exit 1. It's just such a great variety of different types of restaurants and grocery stores, of things you cannot normally get in Korea. That's where I go get my lemongrass, things like that, and my Indian spices. My garam masalas and stuff like that. The other one is my little thing is at Home Plus, which is one of our big box grocery stores, supermarkets. Home Plus, now for a long time they've been owned by Tesco, the British supermarket chain. And they have been trying to get rid of Home Plus, but they haven't found a buyer as last I checked. I think they still haven't found a buyer because you still find some Tesco products in there, which the average Korean buyer, shopping public will not buy because they don't know what to do with it. I don't blame them. They wouldn't know what to do with a lot of this stuff. But they just sit there because the stuff that ended up on the container ship on the way over. So there's a certain section of all Home Pluses that is a special clearance section. And it's in a different aisle in a different Home Plus is. And I love checking out there because you will occasionally find something really unusual. Like I found like Western style sweet and sour sauce, good English breakfast tea, Indian sauces. Oh my gosh, that traffic light is blinking like it's doing Morse code. Okay. So anyway, that part of Home Plus is really good for finding interesting items. G Market is fine. Coupang is better, but I use G Market to get stuff I can't get at. I let my Costco membership slide because I rarely go to Costco, and I hate going to Costco. It's hell. I mean, I know it's hell in most parts of the world, but it's really hell. It's hell here. Just the parking, the crowds. I just don't even bother because now I have an eMart Traders in my neighborhood, which is the Korean version of Costco. You don't need membership for that. They also have some really good products, and they're getting better all the time. But there's some Costco products I do like. I do have a thing for Kirkland salsa, stuff like that. So I ordered that through G Market. So that's the reason I was mentioning G Market is that's a good way to get Costco items if you're not near a Costco, you don't have Costco membership, and they don't really mark it up that highly. It depends on the products you get. I get products that are bulk that I'm going to get a lot of use out of. My friend Julia lives off of that Coupang Rocket thing. She even gets avocados from that. There's another one I've been wanting to try. I don't think this is really for foreign stuff. It's called Market Curly with a K. I've been wanting to try that. If anyone has tried that, please tell me in the comments what your experiences have been. I've been really curious about it. So I think it's one of those, it's like a Blue Apron, where they give you ingredients for specific dishes. And I've seen a few of these companies try to pop up, and they struggle. There was a Co-op I tried out before, a vegan one I tried. They were fine, but I couldn't see myself regularly paying for them. It was an organic, local one I was trying. Okay, this is the other thing. My other recommendation is farmers markets can have really surprising things. I'm a love open air markets. I'm a big fan of those. Wife hates them, but that's because she grew up with it and she just doesn't trust them. There have been times I've gone to the farmers markets and I've seen unusual things for Korea. Like there's one time I never saw this again. It was a kilo of asparagus for 5,000 won. My pee smelled for a month. regularly. We have a thing called local food, which is run by the agricultural co-op. I love this place because not only is it's very local. It's very local. They have the picture of the farmer next to the produce, and so it gives farmers a chance to experiment with different products. So I can get Brussels sprouts, which are not easy to find, even though Jeju's starting to grow some Brussels sprouts. Jerusalem artichokes, which in Korean are called dejiganja, pig potatoes. Yeah, if you want Jerusalem artichokes, you can get them at the local food. I love those places so much. I love checking it out. It's also, you have to watch the price because the prices really fluctuate. I love getting the lettuce there. For some reason, that lettuce just, it feels like it's just super energizing. I don't know how to describe it. It sounds so flaky, but whenever I buy the lettuce from there and I eat it, I feel like Popeye. Open air markets in Korea. Gosh, I could do a whole other piece about that. Open air markets. So much fun. Even if you're just visiting. I know everyone wants to go to Gwangjang. I just heard some of the kids from Stranger Things were with EXO in Gwangjang. Should have contacted me. But then again, you're with EXO. I'm not EXO. All right, let me cross here. Fun stuff, especially for souvenirs. I suggest sesame oil. Fresh, cold-pressed sesame oil. Of course, store it in your checked luggage. Don't put it on the plane because it is a liquid. But get that stuff. That is, and make sure to wrap it up so it doesn't get busted in flight. But man, that is valuable stuff, especially if you can get dulgegilim, which is wild sesame oil. That is super strong. Just a dab will do you. All right, so I'm almost at my destination. I hope this is sort of useful for you. Tell me in the comments. Say in the comments like give me your questions. That's what I want to do. Is I want to answer your questions about Korean food or traveling in Seoul. Personal questions maybe, but I'm kind of private in that sense. We'll see. But tell me what you want to learn about, and I'll do my best. As I always say, like, give me your questions, I'll make up an answer for you. Until then, hit the subscribe button with the little bell, so you know. If I can get up to 1,000 subscribers, I only have 300 left. I know it's been a long time. I have one of the longest lasting YouTube channels in Korea, and I've rarely used it. I was one of the earliest adopters of YouTube, but I didn't really use it. Anyway, if I get 1,000 subscribers, I can do live videos and be much easier to do. I would love that. But also go visit us on zenkimchi.com, koreafoodtours.com. Also check out go follow us Zen Kimchi on Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest. I'm active on all of those things. All right, I'm here. There we go. Parking master. There we go. I suck. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out. Until next time, I'll see ya.